Good morning, friends. Thank you so much for coming to watch this video. I am Miss Rachel, and I am a speech language pathologist. Today we are going to be talking a little bit about what we call narrative structure. Now, narrative structure is about typical things that we use to tell a story. Today we are going to be practicing that with a fun activity called a roll and tell a story. This is usually called a roll and write, but today we are going to be using it to tell a story. There is a link for this sheet at the bottom of the description in this video. So the way that this works, all you need in order to do your read and tell a story is a die and your read and tell a story sheet. So each one of these things is a different element in what we call narrative structure. So here we have roll a setting. A setting is the time and place where a story happens. Next, we'll roll a character. A character is the who, it's the person in your story. Then we will roll a plot. A plot is like the action or the what happens in your story. So we're going to roll for all three of these, and then I'm going to tell you my silly story. So I'm going to take my die right here, and I rolled it, and I rolled a 5. So my story, my setting is a cave in the summer. That is the where and when of my story. So I will be telling my story that takes place in a cave in the summertime. Now I roll again. Oh, I got a 4 this time. So my character, the who in my story, is a boat captain. Ooh, a boat captain in a cave in the summertime. Now I'm going to roll one more time. Let's see what's going to happen. What is going to happen in my story? I rolled a 6. So my boat captain is running from Bigfoot in the mountains. So there's a cave in the summertime with a boat captain running away from Bigfoot in the mountains. So now I'm going to take those 3 things, my setting, my character, and my plot, and I am going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, in the middle of a hot summer, my friend James, the boat captain, was sailing up to the shore next to an island with a big wooded area. He put his boat right up onto the beach, and he got out and saw that there was a big, ominous-looking cave right next to the shoreline. He was thinking that maybe there was hidden treasure in the cave, so he decided to go inside. When he walked in, the cave was actually a tunnel, and the tunnel led right back into the wooded area of the island. When he got through the tunnel, it opened out onto a big grassy area in the middle of the woods. James looked around and thought, this isn't typically where I'd find buried treasure. Maybe I can find something else of interest in this wooded area. So he looked and looked and looked, and suddenly he smelled something delicious. James was kind of hungry. He'd been sailing his boat for a long time, so he followed his nose to where he could smell a campfire and some delicious meat cooking. He thought the island was deserted, but he went over to where he could smell. The smell was getting stronger and stronger. And suddenly a little clearing came out, and he saw a roaring fire and a spit, a big stick that was rolling with a piece of meat on top of the stick over the fire. It looked juicy and delicious. James walked up and decided he was going to have a bite of that meat on the stick. And just as he picked up the stick with the meat right on it, and he was going to take a big bite, suddenly Bigfoot came strolling out of the forest because that was Bigfoot's dinner. And Bigfoot took one look at James and was not happy that James was about to eat his dinner, and he let out a huge bellow, and he said, "That's my dinner." And James dropped the stick and ran as fast as he could back to the clearing, back through the forest, back to the tunnel, through the tunnel and out the mouth of the ominous looking cave, and right back down the beach where he jumped into his boat, ran away from Bigfoot's island, and never went back there again. The end. All right, friends, now it is your turn to tell a story using a die and your roll and tell a story sheet. You can click again on that link that's in the description, and you can either just look at it online or you can print it out if you like. Thanks for watching, and as always, remember to wear a helmet.